For the rune! For Aunir's honor! Off to battle! Off to battle! For the rune! Off to battle! For freedom! Off to battle! For freedom! For the rune! Attack! For the rune! For Aunir's honor! For the rune! Fight, men! For the rune! For the rune! Off to battle! At my command. Fight, men! For the rune! For Aunir's honor! Off to battle! Attack! For freedom! For the rune! For the rune! Fight, men! For freedom! Attack! Fight, men! Fight, men! For the rune. Off to battle. Attack. For the rune. Fight, men. For freedom. For Aunir's honor. For Aunir's honor. For the rune. For Aunir's honor. Off to battle. Fight, men. For freedom. Off to battle. For Aunir's honor. For freedom. For Aunir's honor. Attack. Off to battle. For Aunir's honor. For freedom. For Aunir's honor. Attack. Off to battle. For Aunir's honor. For freedom. Off to battle. For the rune. For Aunir's honor. For freedom. For the rune. For freedom. For the rune. Fight, men. Attack. Attack. Off to battle.
Mutwa big, Mutwa wise, Mutwa Bilal Billy. We serve Mutwa.
Attack.
Rage Mutwa, rage Mutwa.
For the rune. Fight, men. For the rune. For Aunir's honor. Attack. the rune. Fight, men! For the rune. For Aunir's honor. Off to battle!
So we meet again, Rune Warrior.
What do you know? Why don't you come along with me to the elf settlement? It's warm there, and you'll have a roof over your head as well.
Didn't I say I'm not comfortable in the vicinity of idol statues?
This runestone has captured an orc.
And with this magic, it is awakened. An orc who will serve you.
These metal parts are also circle craft, right?
This is a part of a blade weaver, a mighty warrior of the blades. They went through the ranks of their enemies like a reaper through ripe grain. A joy to behold. Try to find the remaining parts. The way this looks, there must be 2 more. As soon as it is complete, I can bind its soul stones to a rune.
I found these metal parts in the swamps. This comes from the Circle period. Perhaps it fits into your collection?
A blade minion to be precise. These creatures were created for the Convocation War. The last time anyone saw them was at the event known today as the Battle of Fiara. They were grandiose warriors, as long as they were ruled by the power of the Soulsmith. When the Rune Warrior defeated the Soulsmith, the Blade Minion's armies fell apart and sank into the dust and the mud.
So, it's just dead metal.
Not at all. Do you see these red stones in its breastplate? These are the soul stones that gave it its unholy life. And these souls can be just as easily bound to a runestone. The runestones eagerly absorb every suitable essence. This is one. Here, take it.
This rune will summon a blade?
Under your will, yes. May he be a good fighter for you.
Do you have another runestone?
Runestones are rare and precious. You should keep your eyes open. There may be some ancient stones from the Circle lying around anywhere. If you find an essence but have no runestone with you, return to the corpse as soon as you have one. The essence remains in one place for a long time. As soon as you have a sleeping ruin, bring it to me. I will awaken it.
The city, finally! We are in safety!
Welcome to Tirganach, my pupil. These walls will protect you and your friends.
We'll be safe here for the time being. They won't dare attack Tirganach. You've saved many lives these past few days. We must be very grateful for that.
Even if we brought misery over the land?
Grim, that cheating dog. Now it's all clear. His promises, his plan, the way he mocked Idar.
What about the abducted queen and the dragon? Another lie?
I don't know. We'd better talk to Elune and try to find out what's going on here. I'll look after the refugees.
How could Grim trick you like that?
I know him from earlier times, from before the war. We were almost just children when I decided to study the lore of the winter with Elune. Grim was always a hothead. He was infuriated about our separation and sailed far away on the first ship that came along. After that, I heard nothing more from him until he suddenly showed up in Mir Thor on the day the Ice Elves came. How could I have been so gullible? But he was so determined. It was exactly what we needed after we lost Dunhand and Reos. But his passion for battle, his fear of the cold. I should have put two and two together. I guess love really makes you blind. But now my eyes are open. And these eyes will see the traitor die, I promise you.
Did you learn your magic from Elune?
Yes. When I came here, I was almost still a child. Elune indoctrinated me in the spells of ice magic, but allowed me to retain my faith. But at some point in time, after the Battle of Fiara, rune warriors came through Tirganach. They told of the battle and the fate of the slaves in Mir Thur. You can imagine the rest.
But why did you let them turn you against your teachers?
These elves up here are different than the ones in the forest. Colder, harder. Many people say they are no longer servants of the light, and don't believe I didn't hate them during my apprenticeship. But I should never have taken up arms against them.
Ah, friend, what a march! I'm all tuckered out. That blasted mountain is so cold. Thunderation! If you hadn't helped us, they would have sent us all to Kingdom Come. That was a close call. I always knew that Grim was a windbag, but nobody ever listens to me. First, I have to rest up. Here, this is all I can give you. I hope you may find it useful.
Welcome to Tirganach, Rune Warrior.
I thank you for the protection you have granted us.
My sisters are less well disposed towards you, but every life is of equal value.
What really happened? Was everything just a lie? No abducted queen, no dragon awakening?
Not everything the Fire Servant told you was a lie. The Queen Under the Ice was really abducted. The Fial Darg stole her away with the aid of his art of disguise. Then he fled to Mir Thor to take refuge among his orc servants. We followed him. The White Priestess succeeded in putting a spell on him, but the Queen had disappeared. We questioned the Fial Darg, but he just jeered at us. And so we enclosed him in ice in the hope of breaking his will. Meanwhile, this Grim must have taken the Queen out of the country without being noticed. Then he tricked you so he could liberate his lord and open the gates to the Crimson Empire.
Why do you think the Fiel Darg abducted Senven?
We know it wasn't because of the dragon. He couldn't care less about him. Bear in mind, Senwen is very special. She is a godchild, a firstborn, one of the first elves to wander over the globe. The blood of the firstborn still contains the magic of the gods, and rituals carried out with this blood have divine power. That is why the Fial Darg had to abduct Senwen, because there aren't many firstborns left. She might very well be the last one. On Willow Winter Day, the disk of the sun will cover Aonir's star. Then he must sacrifice her to achieve his plan. Bringing the dark gods back to Ale. This creature does not care what might then happen to us, to Arin, or even to his own servants.
What must be done now?
The Queen must be set free. Even if it costs us our lives, she must return to Arin.
Or he will set out to search for her.
And with him, eternal winter will come over the world. He is still weak, but we can already sense his fury.
But how will we find the Queen?
Oh, finding her will be easy, but no light believer can get through to her alive. The fire of the Crimson Empire would consume you. Even our Winter Guard could not penetrate into Shaldun, the burning rock, which is ruled by the Fial Darg. We have to find a way to withstand the flames. I remember that the dwarves once knew of a way to be spared by the fire. Talk to Idale, our High Priestess. She knows the legends.
What's up?
You look like a merchant woman.
That may be, but I don't do business with strangers, and certainly not with the likes of you.
Hey, you there! Get me out of here! Help!
I bet there's a reason why you're in there in the first place.
Ah, that Darius is horribly petty. Locking up a man because of a book? Let me use your weapon for a minute, will you?
You stole a book from Darius?
No! Well, I borrowed it to look up something.
You are a thief.
No! I never steal anything. I just...
You're a thief and a liar.
Very well, very well. Now listen to me. I lost the book. If you look for it and could bring it back to Darius, the old owl would surely let me out of here.
Where do you think it is?
I think somewhere near a ruined temple here in Tirganach. I don't know for certain anymore. Somewhere off to the west, perhaps.
Wasn't that a falcon up there? I can't make it out.
Who are you? You were not among the refugees.
No, I'm not one of your flock. I'm fleeing from other powers. Darius is my name. Cartographer and scribe. What can I do for you, rune warrior?
Who are you fleeing from?
One of my brothers is very cross with me. He is a good horseman, and I hope he won't look for me up here among the immortals. But that's another story. Now yours is more important.
I've come about Flink.
That windbag. All he had to do was ask.
Well, he regrets his deed.
You don't even believe that yourself.
And if I were to bring the book back to you?
Well, now I'm not inhuman. Then he shall be free.
What do you know about the Fial Darg?
They are the princes of darkness. They were Zarach's final creation before the dark gods were driven out of the world. They are not a nation in and of themselves like the children of the Dark Ones, but each one of them is unique and immortal. They once led the Dark armies in the War of the Six, and they would have thrown down the light had the Guardians themselves not descended to stop them. The Fial Darg were conquered and put in spell chains beneath the Gate of the Kings, deep below the earth. The paladins of the Iron Falcon watched over their spell sleep. But what had to happen did happen. Wars and dark fighters destroyed the fortresses of the paladins. Today, all that remains of them is ruins. They call it the place of the Howling Mounds. It seems the Convocation has opened the old caverns, and a Fial Darg was able to get away.
Only one? Or several?
There might be more, many more. We'll find out soon enough, I fear.
What do you know about Arin?
According to the legend, he came from the Grinwag Mountains, but nobody knows for certain. He is the only one of his kind, a dragon of almost godlike power. His cold kills all life anywhere near him, and so he was always alone. He might have covered the whole world with his frost, if the last queen of the elves had not set out to face him. Her song gave her the strength to resist his cold, and even warmed his heart. Since then, she has sung for the winter dragon down there under the ice, so that the world might again see another spring. We are striving for knowledge and the exalted schools of magic, but the power of hope and goodness is vanishing from our hearts. The songs of the gods are forgotten. Her voice is the last one that remains with us.
Mugwa big, Mugwa wise, Mugwa fill all bellies. We serve Mugwa, great Mugwa, great Mugwa.
darkness has always been an enemy of life, but it never tried to wipe everything out. This just doesn't make sense.
The Imperials will only obey the orders of the Fiel Darg. If they knew what he was really planning, who knows if they would follow him.
Yes, there are also servants of the darkness who fight for the life of their people, and not for old oaths.
Whom do you mean?
An orc has arrived. He's up at the gate to Frostfall. He doesn't dare enter the town, but I've heard that he's looking for help against the Imperials. Go to him. The wisdom of the orc shamans might prove useful to us. But plenty of snow will come down from the mountains before an elf trusts an orc again.
I'll see what I can do.
You're polluting this place, Rune Servant. If only Elune had never brought you here. We won't tolerate any foreigners on the glacier.
Even so, you let the Dark Ones trick you.
State your business and then go. I don't like wasting my precious time with you, creature.
Do you know of a magical protection against fire?
There is a story about the old dwarf smiths who were able to withstand the greatest heat at their forges. They called this magic the Firebane, an old secret they always guarded well. Wars and time have wiped out most of the old smiths. We only know of one who is still alive. His name is Windjalf. He lives in Fastholm, the dwarf town in the Grimwarg Mountains. To get there, you must keep to the east. Before that, however, you will have to cross an old battlefield called the Winterdeep. It's a dangerous place. Once someone has opened the city gate for you, follow the trail to the east. Watch out for the trolls who live there.
Why did the Fiel Darg abduct the Queen from the ice?
If you think he did this to release Arin and bring us all the winter death, then you're wrong. He couldn't care less about the dragon.
He couldn't care less about the Frostweaver?
No, the one and only thing he is after is the Queen's blood. That's what he wants. The blood of a firstborn. You see, there are magical rituals that can influence beings or natural forces, and there are rituals that can even move the gods.
He wants to bring the dark gods back to the world.
Yes, and only the blood of the godchild, a firstborn, contains the force to power that ritual. When the sun on Willow Winter Day covers Ionir's star, he will perform the ritual. If he succeeds, he will open a gateway in the spell of the gods, and the renegades will return.
Then Nor and Zarach will again wander about the world. But what a world that will be! A world of ice in which a lonely dragon calls in vain for his dead queen.
Yes, but Zarach created the Dark Nations. Why shouldn't he be able to bring forth new races? And the Fiel Darg will wait for his master in the abyss, in the heart of the world. We fear the dragon just as you do, for his wrath drives the creatures of winter out of the mountains and against our walls. But what truly strikes fear in our hearts is that ritual on Willow Winter Day.
How much time do we have?
Enough to take action, not enough to give long speeches.
Trolls? On Arin's sacred mountain?
Their presence is an even greater calamity than yours. They came here from the Winterdeep. They dug an old Sharok idol out of the ice, and now they worship it. They call it the Great Mugwa, and they're waiting for it to reveal itself to them. May winter devour them. We would have done them in ages ago, but they hide from our arrows and hurl mighty rocks.
Mugwa big, Mugwa wise, Mugwa fill all bellies. We serve Mugwa, great Mugwa, great Mugwa.
no fighting, human. I'm not here to do battle.
Nor am I. What brings you here, Orc?
I'm looking for help for Mira Thor. In exchange, I offer the knowledge of the bonesmiths, which no light worshipper before has ever acquired.
Mirathur? What do you have to do with that swamp hole?
That swamp hole is my homeland, human. The troops of the Winter Guard have laid waste to it, and now the hordes of the Crimson Empire are in the city. We granted refuge to the Dark One. The Field Darg were once our lords, but now all my people want to do is return home. Are you ready to drive the Imperials out of Mirathor? I would never ask the elves, but you are between light and shadow.
If I help you, will your troops support us?
Huh! No. But I'll tell you a secret that will help you get a hold of mighty weapons and armor. If you pay the price for them.
Very well. We'll meet again in Mirathur, Orc. What kind of weapons?
You believe in your books and the exalted schools of magic. But there are powers in the world that you have long forgotten. Dark powers. Like the magic of the bones, where the bones of a creature are saturated with his power, which goes on living long after death, just waiting to be awakened once again. All of this I will teach you, human, but more of this later.
Listen to me, warriors! I command you to bring me a mighty artifact!
Oh, Mugwa, speak! Mugwa, speak!
Listen to me, warriors. The elves are desecrating my country. They are mighty opponents, but with my blessing you will remain victorious. Go there and destroy them! Yes. Quickly! At once! The lines must hold! For the room, and go! Follow me! At my command. Hold your ground, men! Follow me. Forwards. We're under attack. Quickly, hold your ground, men. At once. Ready. And go. Follow me. We're under attack. Fight, men! For freedom! For freedom! Off to battle! Off to battle! For freedom! Off to battle! For freedom! For the rune! Off to battle! For freedom! Aunir's honor! Attack! Attack! Fight, men! Fight, men! For Aunir's honor! For Aunir's honor! Off to battle! Off to battle! For Aunir's honor! For freedom! Fight, men! Off to battle! For Aunir's honor! For Aunir's honor! For freedom! Off to battle! For Aunir's honor! Attack! Fight, men! For the rune! For the rune! Fight, men! For the rune! Attack! For the rune!